Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Monday, March 26, 2012. Last Friday and a couple days beforehand, we told you guys there were some buy opportunities in the markets. We issued 5 alerts last Friday, and they were all profitable. That's great. But right now, people are, if they didn't agree with us or they didn't know it, they may be looking at the market saying, okay, can I buy now? You can, but you'll be chasing the market. The best opportunities have already passed. This one here, looking at the S&P 500, this is a great trade, and everybody made money on this. And you'll notice today's high was a 14.16. That's higher than the 14.14 here. So you're making a higher high here. You've also closed higher, the close being here, the previous close being here. So our first target has already been reached. You should be advancing your stop. You should have no risk on the tail whatsoever, and you should have a small gain locked in no matter what happens in this market. However, I think the market still goes higher, so some people will be actually still out there buying. I think the Dow Jones Industrial Average hasn't quite reached its previous peak, so there's I'd be buying something like that as opposed to chasing something that's already making new highs. And again, I wouldn't be messing with the NASDAQ right now. So this trade all looks good to me. Everything's great. Everybody's happy. We're all making money. But if you're late to the party, be cautious on chasing. Okay, I just want to reiterate that. I like this chart a lot. The S&P here, you can note the previous high point here, and the previous high here on the ultimate oscillator, then the previous, then the higher peak that you had here, confirmed by the higher peak in the ultimate oscillator here. Low points here, here, and corresponding low point higher here and here. So everything is right. They're agreeing with each other. We have no problem with this uptrend whatsoever. We can stay with it to keep advancing your stop. Everything's fine. Now I want to take a minute to look at the VIX, which runs the inverse of the S&P 500. Okay, here we are looking at the volatility index, or the VIX, and this, like I said, runs the inverse of the S&P 500. So if you have the S&P making moves to the upside and a bullish trend, you should have the VIX in a bearish trend. And that's what we've been watching and monitoring for a while now. We told you about this time you could have traded this to the downside, did so, advanced your stop along the way, got stopped out finally. Then we were moving sideways here, and we told you this was just a sideways movement that we saw, I think last week. So now we started talking about this here being a flag pattern. Basically, it's the middle of an overall move. This is the first leg. Here's the measured move, the counter move here, and now we're starting, actually we broke through right here, and now we're beginning that second leg, which basically duplicates this down here. Okay, that's the theory from a technical perspective. So you can actually basically sell the VIX here, and looking for this, it can do this number again. So that's a trade you may be interested in. I just want to bring it to your attention. I'd keep a stop right here, and then notice again this arrow here, this is an if and then scenario. Basically, if the following session has a lower low than you have here, let me clean this up a bit. If you get a lower low tomorrow, lower than this point here, then I would start selling it, expecting it to keep going lower and testing the previous low here. Remember, the VIX runs the inverse of the S&P, and as I've already shown you, the S&P is already making higher highs. Therefore, the VIX should be making lower lows. It's actually lagging, and that's an opportunity for a trader to take advantage of this. So that's another way of trading the S&P. If you feel the S&P is running too far for you, see if you can trade the VIX, see if it's lagging. Okay, so that's just an opportunity that I have for you into the markets. And again, all these charts are kept on our free website at PerfectStockAlert.com. It's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Oh, and these charts are updated every single night. And if I have to advance stops, I do that on those charts, and you can check them out there. Okay, God bless. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.